taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where, as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for this afternoon, Pat Scorpio, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do is LB Lauderdale Boss, aka Shuttleworth, the guy, the GOAT artist, Soul Voice creator, RingGangRadio.com in the building.
Yes, sir. Ring Gang in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, yo, what's good? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Box in the building. Ring Gang Radio all day. Let's go.
Hey, Bodega P, King P, straight from the sewer as usual, man. You know, he's taking a day off from fighting crime, especially in the afternoon. I think everyone's chilling right now, so he's chilling right now. But as usual, though, we do salute you for your service, keeping the city and streets safe from all the miscreants and ruffians out there. And definitely salute you for that, because this world is slowly going crazy, even crazier than usual. And last but certainly not least, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's good? It's your boy Conscious Pod, aka the West Coast Avenger, number one contender, prepare for liftoff, destination Ringing Radio. Let's fly, man. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Conscious Pod, because he stays elevated above the clouds, and this time there was no turbulence in that. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely got a good show for y'all, man. Obviously, last weekend was probably the best weekend of boxing we've had this year. It's April, but I feel like it needs to be said. We're definitely gonna be recapping the fights from there, as well as previewing the next big card, which of course we're actually going to lead off with. Errol Spence versus Yordenis Ugas, 3-belt welterweight title unification. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? So, I know for most people it's like, Ugas kind of came out of nowhere for this, and like I said, Usyk got the luck of the draw in terms of he had a GameStop belt that he won closer to the fight, and then Spence was going to fight Pacquiao, and then Spence had another with his eye, the detached retina. So, Ugas was given a chance to make his belt legit against Manny Pacquiao and succeeded. He is the rightful WBA welterweight champion of the world. I can't deny it. But it's one of those things. It's just like, Ugas is in another big fight. Because if you've heard us talk about it, well, at least some of us, not all of us. I can't speak for all of us. Myself, and I think I can speak for for LB too. The Ugas versus Pacquiao fight is one of those things that we were just like, he won, but he didn't really make the impact needed for us to see him in another big fight, even though he's a legitimate champion.
Facts. It was he won the fight, but lost he won the fight, but lost the event.
That's a perfect way of putting it, for real.
He made a 115, 113 type of fight, and he could have really had a 117, 111 type of fight.
Right, and it's one of those things, because I put respect on Ugas' title and everything like that, but it's just one of those. Watching the fight, I just felt bad that Pacquiao was so old that he couldn't handle someone who I don't think was on his actual level in his prime, like that. So I think that's how I'm over, and I was irritated.
Pacquiao barely lost that fight. That's the sad part of it. We were supposed to get a star-making performance.
I would say, because I scored the fight. It was an 8-4. It was a solid 8-4. Unfortunately, Ugas clearly won the fight. It was just
Ugas. Don't get me wrong. Ugas clearly won. It's either 116, 112, 115, 113. But we were supposed to have a passing of the torch, changing of the guard, 117, 111 fight, or at least an entertaining fight on the Thurman level.
Or as you mentioned, changing the guard between Spence and Pacquiao, like that type. But like I said,
but even Ugas was supposed to make it that when he got in there. it was bigger than Spence once Spence couldn't fight. It was about this era of welters taking this shit from Manny.
Right, exactly.
Like, this shit was so uninspired. Like, the performance was so uninspired. Pacquiao wasn't even inspired to even fight anymore afterwards. It was on some, you know what? Like, he bored Pacquiao into retirement. Like,
and the funny
he
thing
took all the fire from Pacquiao.
And the funny thing is too is Pacquiao had a rematch clause, and he
Thank you.
And he didn't bother to execute it. And before I go on, shout out to Miss 702. I see you, and Henny God Slick, man, salute. You know, so and yeah, no, and trust me, we have a lot to say about the fights from last night. We'll definitely get to that, but we want to make sure that we get our, we get in on this Spence Ugas fight, since that's like the next biggest fight for next weekend. But trust me, we have some bars. For
we gonna get into all of that. Front door, hell yeah.
So I was gonna say, yeah, it didn't inspire him to come back. I'm sure both his eyes getting closed, having his wife feeding him that bowl of oatmeal wasn't very inspiring to see him come back either.
Yeah, that's the type of shit too. Because I kept on getting more. Yeah, when I saw that shit, I was just like, God damn it, yo! It was just like.
Dude's taking worse beatings than that. Like, that was just on some like sentimental, like.
But he's older now. He's older
now too, man.
Yeah.
Like he don't need to be fighting no more. Like he lucked up by fighting a guy who didn't want to be a star and who wasn't going to beat his ass. Mm-hmm. So he was able to gracefully fizzle out, like, which is cool. Yeah. He stuck around too long, but it's just like. Don't get mad when you can't become a star when you got an opportunity to, and then you just kind of poke at the smaller Asian legend. That's all I'm saying.
Right, and then and Miss 72, like, definitely agree. Pacquiao needs to stay retired. Like, honestly, definitely, yeah. Pacquiao, if Pacquiao comes back, he's gonna run into someone who does want to put him away. Yeah, and obviously, someone like him who's. Like, who's been like who's a legend really should we definitely don't want to see someone get that type of fate, because boxing has too many fighters, in its history that didn't know when to give it up, and they learned, some of them learned the hard way.
Just focus on your son and like the fighters you have, like Masego.
Yeah, exactly.
I be fucking up his name, so my bad. But yeah, like. Please stay retired.
Magsayo,
yeah, my bad.
Yeah, no. So now Ugas is in the spot, and the funny thing is too is the WBA was like us. They didn't really want to see him in a big fight either. So the WBA was like, we're gonna do a 4-man tournament. We're gonna get Ugas. Yeah, you're gonna face Stanionis and Butev. Is going to face Jamal James, who had the other GameStop WBA belt or whatever. And personally, I thought it was dope. Okay, if this will become one champion, do it. And then Ugas was like, no, I want to be in unification. And he had been ranting and raving on social media, saying the WBA is this, comparing him to, like, was it Castro or some shit like that. Like, he was going off, like he was, he was talking some real shit against the WBA. WBA was just, and then WBA was like, look, you gotta face standing on this. You either go do this or we're gonna strip you. And truthfully, I wanted to see him fight Stanionis more than anything, so Spence and Crawford could get made. But
that wasn't getting made regardless. Let's cut this shit.
Yeah.
You know that. I know that. So whatever.
Well, let's put it this way, because either that or Crawford or Spence was gonna face his IBF man though, who. We didn't want that fight wasn't appealing either. So yeah, so it was one of those things where just unfortunately the WBA kind of like, okay, you know what? Well, yeah, we'll let you unify because I know PBC was really pushing for it, but this is when we didn't know when Spence was even going to come back from his eye injury.
Shit, like this shit should have been like a good doubleheader. Really.
They knew he was coming back because they were signing up to have the fight like since November, like for around this date. Like I remember hearing around March they were trying to book either March or April for Ugas and Spence, so they knew he would be back by then. So and then it just
they ain't had no official shit. Like you said that back then too.
Mm-hmm. I did, and look, and I'm saying like I like, yes, it happened now, but we can't act like it just came out of thin air. They had to have known this already, like that he was going to come back around that time, whether it was official or not.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you, but at the end of the day, it's like Crawford's still not in the mix. He helped us get Stevenson Valdez. We getting Spence Ugas, which is cool, and we're getting Stanionis and Boutte.
And that's the big thing, because Stanionis had to agree to step aside, and so he did. So now, and this is where I have my first complaint about this card. So as LB said, Boutte and Stanionis is going to be facing for the GameStop version of that welterweight belt. However, this should be the co-main of this pay-per-view. Like, this should really be the legit co-main.
Yeah, sure.
However, they're putting this in the free preview part on Showtime before the pay-per-view, which I'm trying to. Now, if the main card was full of actual like star fights, like real good fights, I wouldn't even mind that. But it's not. So
yeah, it's just so out of place, man. But I'm just like, fuck it. Let's get into it. Like, who y'all see winning this shit?
I mean, Boutte. I've seen Boutte fight twice, but that shit against Jamal James, like he put a real ass whooping on Jamal James. Like that was a legit ass whooping. Like he put hands on that dude. And I was impressed too, because I didn't think he was on that level. And Stanionis walks through everything, every fucking thing. But the last time he was out though, he fought Collazo and got denied a win because Collazo was like, I got a headbutt, I need to pull out of the fight.
Yeah, that bullshit. But I'm glad he put hands on Collazo before that, though.
Yeah, he did.
He's like, fucking, you gonna get this. You gonna get that work.
Honestly, I think it's gonna be like a fight of the year, candidate. Like I can't see it not being a. But I think Boutte is going to get this fight. I think Stanionis gets hit way too much.
He stops him.
Yeah, he's gonna stop Stanionis. Like I think he's gonna stop him in probably I'd say 10th round. I'll go 10th round.
Man, wow. I can see that. This is almost a closer fight than Fondor Lubin to me.
Yeah.
I'm favoring Stanny. I feel like this because I've watched him more, so I'm kind of just favoring Stanny. Even though the way Boutte beat up Jamal James is tough to not,
But Stanionis is better than Jamal James to me.
No, I know. Yeah, I think Stanionis is a better boxer, more than just
Jamal
James
gonna walk through too much shit.
You're gonna walk through Stanionis. It's gonna be a bruising, ugly, competitive fight. I feel like
Stanionis hit hard and he's accurate and he pumps the jab, he throws to the body. And shoot, what's his name? Boutte be open too. Like, it's not that like Jamal James wasn't hit this nigga down.
Jamal James was keeping it close in that fight.
And then Boutte just kind of ran away with it at a certain point.
Yeah, no, Boutte's like, because his work rate was just ridiculous. Like, I mean, dude's combinations, like Jamal James couldn't avoid not one of those combinations. Like he was getting hit like a motherfucker in that fight. So I was just,
and then he was fighting the wrong fight too. Like
he was. You
got the height and reach. Like I don't know what's with these tall niggas not wanting to fucking use their height and reach no more. Like I don't get it.
Yeah, either they're watching the wrong fighters, or the trainers are trying to make them something, or they got the wrong trainers training. Like, I just think, it's gonna be something like, because we're gonna see like a whole bunch of these niggas, and they're eventually gonna get knocked out. Like, history shows like they're gonna run into somebody, and we'll definitely talk about this with Fondor too. But yeah, like I don't understand why do you want to fight? I mean, it's good to be an inside fighter, but use your fucking physical dimensions. It's an advantage. Use it.
And the crazy part is Jamal James actually got good footwork, so I would think he would be able to pull it off more so than other guys, built like him. But regardless, like he went out on his shield. But I don't know, man. This is a 50-50 fight, but I'm more like probably I think I'm kind of leaning towards Stanionis.
Mm-hmm. I think a decision for Stanionis probably. I don't know if I see a stoppage either way, but I think if it goes to the car, Stanionis will pull away with it.
What about you, LB? So you thinking Stanionis too?
Yeah, I'm thinking Stanionis maybe be like a majority decision, split decision. But I feel like it's an either way type of fight. Like one guy is more rugged and more raw. The other guy is more boxer puncher. The other guy is more swarmer boxer. Kind of like if you had Maidana going against Matisse, or maybe I guess something like, I don't know who else I could throw like that. Like,
I mean, Maidana Matisse is a good example. That's a perfect example, actually.
I don't know. I just felt like I could find a better one, but we'll go with that. But and it's funny because if Maidana and Matisse fought, I would be kind of backing Maidana to win that.
I'd probably be bagging Matisse because Matisse.
We know you.
And I like Maidana, so it's not like so. Ain't in favor. I mean, I'd still. It would be a close fight, but I'd still back Matisse on that one. You know, but yeah, no, it's definitely it's definitely a real 50-50 fight. P, what about you? You didn't mention who you'd pick.
No, I said I'm going Butayev by stoppage as well.
Oh, okay, good. What round?
9th.
Okay. All right, so we split down the middle. So 2 for standing on, 2 for Butayev.
Oh no, you by KO too?
Yeah.
What round?
P's 9. I said 10.
And me and we both said a decision for Stanionis. Splitter majority.
let's see who get this. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
we can't even do the whole like old nigga, young nigga, light skin, whatever shit. Like it's too mixed up this time.
Right? Yeah, because like I said, it is a really close fight depending on who you favor in terms of like their characteristics and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, that's what makes it an intriguing fight.
Should have been on the main card though. Yeah, that's kind of trash.
Yeah, this should be a main card fight. Like, so I mean, most likely it's one of the 2 fights in the preview. The other one is a good prospect fight, and I have to call this a prospect because one of them really should be making the step towards a contender, but they haven't moved him to that one. And I'm talking about Brandon Lee. You know, if you see Brandon Lee, like, dude is 24 and 22 knockouts. Dude has power for days.
22 years old too. He's a monster.
Yeah, like, dude has ridiculous power.
I feel like they kind of Joey Spencer in his career.
Not sold.
I don't know.
Honestly, I'm not sold.
Well, so I think it was
on that power, but I don't know anything else.
It was one of the Showtime pressures. Espinoza was mentioning the future of Showtime boxers, so he mentioned a few boxers. He said Morrell. He mentioned Brandon Lee and Boots, and I think so he mentioned forget who else, but he definitely mentioned Brandon Lee and their future plans.
Yeah,
the future. So.
Yeah, because Brandon Lee has power. Yeah, and that's I'm sold on his power. His boxing. The last time he fought, I think he fought Juan Heraldez. Like, his boxing was kind of making me question him a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little iffy, but it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Heraldez was taking. It looked like he was taking his power fine, but like I said, you know, the accumulation got to him eventually.
He ended up stopping him, right? Didn't Lee?
Yeah, he ended up stopping him. Yeah,
pretty vicious stoppage too.
Yeah, so I mean, Brandon Lee, like I mean, it's time. I mean, because I don't think he's Joey Spencer. Because Joey Spencer, I think will get exposed by.
Nah, he's better than Joey Spencer. I just feel like
extremely better than Joey Spencer.
They're Joey Spencer-ing his career.
Yeah,
like they dragging him on like real slow.
Well, you know, like on PBC, if you're he's 22 years old. They usually when you're 25 was when they start pushing and they start making.
Dude, fucking 22 years old, fucking 25 something fights. Like, come on,
24-0, yeah.
Yes, that's long enough. Like, goddamn. Like, how, dude, y'all wait until motherfuckers get 35 fights before you're like, you know what?
They should have put him on the main
fight. Top 10 guy.
I mean, I know there's some names on this card, but you know, if we want to hype him up and say he's the future of Showtime boxing, you should put him on the opener or something. Maybe.
And that's the exact reason I mentioned too. This fight should have been, and he's facing Zachary Ochoa, you know, who's like I said again, another prospect, you know, himself, you know, 21.
Bread coaching.
Yeah, 7 knockouts. You know, so I mean, it's definitely a good fight. You know, I mean, Ochoa might be in over his head, but I mean, Ochoa did lose his last fight out, so it's like
you know it's coming. You know, you're expecting the knockout.
Yeah, you're expecting the knockout. Yeah.
I mean, stranger things have happened, so I ain't writing off nobody. That's why they got to fight the fight.
back.
Right. So yeah, but like I said, but these two Freeview cards should have been the main card, and that's it should have been the main. And that's why I have a big issue with what's being offered on the pay-per-view version.
Hey, we ain't even gotta break these down. You can just name them and we just jump.
Yeah. No, I'm not breaking them down.
They should have put Crowley José Lopez on, like to main event the previews. You know, the freeviews.
No, actually, that fight could stay. That's actually that's the wrong fight you want to remove. That should be like
they're not putting Isaac Cruz on the bottom. You know, they're not going to put Isaac Cruz on the preliminaries.
They need to because he's facing.
But they weren't going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they needed to. Yeah, like you don't go from facing Tank to facing Gamboa. That's a backward step, and that's worthy of being thrown off the main pay-per-view card to me. Like you gotta get the fuck up out of there. You know, like,
that's not even a PBC Fox main event.
I'm saying
type
like
of fight.
Yeah, that's a bit. I mean, he should be doing that before even going.
It's probably the co-main of the card.
Yeah, and that's the co-main of the card. So this is where I'm like, what the flying fuck is going on with this matchmaking?
They're taking advantage of the fact that Isaac Cruz had a really good fight with Tank Davis, and trying to push him so that they can retroactively make Tank look better by saying, "Oh well, Isaac is a better fighter than we thought." It's chess.
I get it, but pick someone besides Gamboa.
Yeah, Tom Brown. Tom Brown. Nah, bro. Like this ain't it. Like you should be slapped for.
Give Frank Martin the winner of this or something.
Yeah, like Isaac Cruz. Yeah, it should have been facing someone, at least someone that has some notoriety at fucking lightweight, not an old Gamboa. And then same goes for Jose Valenzuela facing Francisco Vargas. I have love for Vargas, but he's seen better days.
Bro, there's too many Valuezas to keep up with in boxing, right?
Facts.
There's like 5 of them that are decent. And
there would be too many Vargas, so you wouldn't keep trotting them out on damn pay-per-view undercards.
Also facts.
Because I mean, Francisco Vargas really that whole era is like done. Like Burchell just got like brutally stopped. Like
And Vargas,
come on.
And if they keep trying them out, Vargas is going to get brutally stopped again. So
like this is a Glenn Tapia situation here.
And Gamboa is going to get brutally stopped again. Like these cats should not be on main pay-per-view cards anyway. Like if you don't put them on the Freeview, so be it.
Gamboa's but the thing with Gamboa, like he's gonna keep. Maybe this is it, but he'll keep getting a shot till he's laying down flat, knocked down, and his back done.
Yeah, and that's not worth a co-main.
Hasn't that happened enough?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, but not like it's over for him. You know what I mean?
What is over? Like we don't know the punches. I mean that dudes is getting. Like we're not in their bloodstream, in their consciousness and shit. Like. I don't know, like that's just crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing because Gamboa hasn't won a fight of note in 3 years,
and he's 41. The fuck,
45.
You want your old uncle to be getting swung on by like elite level fighters?
I mean, the last time that Gamboa won a fight of any type of notoriety was when he beat Jason Sosa, and that was a gift, and that was in 2017. So it's like. Yeah. And then after that, he's fought like other faded fighters like Rocky Martinez and Miguel Beltran before losing to Tank and Devin Haney. He's like, nah, bro, like he ain't. This ain't co-main pay-per-view like quality. Like I don't give a fuck. Like he should be off. That should be. He should be gone. This should be a Freeview. Same thing with Francisco Vargas, like Freeview. Like that's why it's like I'm praying that someone has a change of heart and swaps those two around because it's like
that ain't happening.
Yeah, I know. But
that's the April Fool's part of boxing.
I mean, if you swap those two around, you get an actual palatable pay-per-view card you can fuck with. Like you can do, but
this is the price of admission because like Henny guys said, April is a good month for boxing.
Right, it is.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I think between Crowley and Lopez, that's gonna be a pretty good fight, right?
Yeah, but at least with those two, because Josecito Lopez has actually won some fights.
Yeah,
and he's had some moments.
Yeah, exactly. Like him battling Keith Thurman, and then him sending Molina and Francisco Santana into retirement are better than what Gamboa and Francisco Vargas have done in the last couple of years.
You see, Gamboa hasn't even had a Josito Lopez Thurman moment.
No, that Thurman damn near Thurman when he hurt Thurman really bad. That kind of gave him a second.
Yeah, see, and Gamboa was having a bunch of moments like this.
His moment now has been giving Tank a good fight on a one leg. Like that's
you mean taking a good ass whooping from Tank? He didn't give Tank a good fight.
Also, staying a distance with Devin Haney.
Yeah, and on top of
giving
that,
an ass whooping from Devin Haney. Like,
yeah, and on top of that, on top of that, Lopez has only lost once in the last 7 years. You know, like the last time, you know. So I mean, dude has actually been
2020 though, like December. So it's kind of
because he was supposed to fight earlier, but he was injured. But at least I could rock with that for Cody Crowley, who's coming off his old upset.
Yeah, he beat Spence's IBF man though.
Yeah, right? And it was a damn good fight too. So I could fuck with that fight. You want to put out the main card, Cody Crowley on there, try to build, try to get some momentum. Fuck with it, because like I said, but yeah. So I have that could be on the main card. That can stay where it doesn't need to be a free view. That could stay. I'd fuck with it.
I think Lopez gonna win that fight. To be honest, though.
What's happening?
I think I lean towards Lopez in that fight, though.
Yeah, Lopez is still. Lopez is the one fighter that doesn't go in the ring at 100%, and he never will. He never will again.
So who y'all got in Spence Ugas? Because we've been talking about these mid-ass fights too long. Like
Spence unanimous decision.
Thank you. Okay.
Spence is going to KO Ugas, and I think he's going to do it probably in 9.
Oh
wow. Okay. Spence unanimous decision.
I'm thinking Spence by a knockout, but if it's a decision, I think it'll be controversial. But Spence will win.
I don't see anything controversial. I don't see anything controversial.
I think Ugas. I think you're kind of sleeping on Ugas. I think Ugas has a.
They've definitely been sleeping on Ugas because his fights are snooze worthy to them. So
yeah, of course.
Ugas is a big guy. He can box. I don't know. You don't think he has a chance?
It's his temperament. He has his skills.
Ugas stylistically, Spence stylistically is all wrong for Ugas. So,
I think.
Well, why you say that?
What? Why do I think Spence is all wrong for Ugas?
Yeah. What is in Spence style that make you think it's all wrong for Ugas?
The pressure, the jabs, ain't
that what Ugas have?
Spence's jab is better than Ugas's jab.
Ugas is a pretty crafty boxer, though. I feel like he's versatile.
Yeah, he's crafty against he's crafty.
He's crafty against niggas who don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Who just stand there in front of him.
He's crafty against cruder guys. I don't know. He had his moments against Sean because Sean has his dummy moments where he just kind of his own work and unintelligently pressures people.
Yeah.
And Spence
had his own dummy moments against Porter. He would just look at Porter and hustle around the ring for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
True.
That's true.
I mean, I'm going to give him the respect and say he's not going to get knocked out, but I don't think this fight's going to be that close.
Yeah. I think it's not even going to be a good fight like that.
And then the body work, the body work's gonna slow Ugas down even more. So I don't like this matchup for Ugas at all.
Spence activity is kind of crazy. Like he just swarms you for pretty much the whole round. It's pretty wild.
But it's intelligent swarming. It's not wow.
It's not like he'll like methodically.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I just feel like he's all wrong for Ugas.
Because he does everything Spence does better, and plus he has a killer attitude. It's like Spence, Ugas is going to be fighting the best version of himself, but as a different person.
I want to see Spence definitely see if he can put a foot in the ass and get a knockout it's been a while.
Yeah. The only questions I would have too, because Spence is getting to the point where one more unexpected injury, and I'm ready to call him Mr. Glass. The car accident.
That's what I'm saying too.
And we thought Thurman was Mr. Glass, so that's hilarious.
You must really not think highly of Ugas because Spence has already won.
No, the fuck we don't.
No,
I'm actually I don't hate Ugas. I don't think lowly of Ugas. I just think Spence is just much better.
A different class.
Yeah, I'm not shitting on Ugas. Ugas is world class. He's decent, but he's like a movie with no special effects.
Basically,
He's a work print.
Yeah, work print. Like that nigga's the damn what's that shit they used to do back in the day? Barry White used to do it. He's a reference track. That's what that nigga Ugas. And speaking of reference tracks, I do hope that Spence has a dope entrance with the music. Shout out to Henny God again, because Spence used to have the dope entrances. The Brook entrance was dope. What's the other one he had with the little light skin looking nigga?
Yellow Beezy.
Yeah, that shit.
that's
was
on
dope.
me, baby.
Yeah, that's on me. Yeah, fuck with that shit.
I mean, it's gonna be in Jerry World in Texas. So
I mean,
I'm
be
pretty
honest.
sure-
We
pretty
just
sure
want to
they
see
got
Bud versus Spence. Let's fast forward this shit and hopefully get this done.
Man, fuck us, Bud versus Spence. That happened. It happened. Like, who cares now? Like, that's taking too long.
It's not.
I'll take either one of them against Thurman at this point,
Yeah, I guess.
or Boots or
Damn
Virgil
shame.
Ortiz.
It's a damn shame, but
I mean, Spence already said Boots does nothing for him, so that's not happening.
yeah. Spence already set that up there.
Yeah, a younger, hungrier guy does nothing but beat your ass. That's why.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Just like the niggas who be like, man, Andre and Charlo don't do nothing for Golovkin either, right? Like, if we gonna let Spence get away with that. If Spence can get away and say that, and Spence is fucking what, 30, 31? Like,
Yeah,
He's 31. I think he's gonna be 30. He's roughly the same age.
imagine a fucking 31-year-old saying that a dude who's 24 is like can't do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Like, y'all niggas get mad when a fucking 40-year-old ignore a nigga in their 30s. Oh man, like boxing. But yeah, so once again we're having no, everybody agrees. All fucking Spence by what, beat down or KO, right?
yeah, pretty much
basically,
decision or KO. But yeah, I mean, like I said, honestly, Ugas would surprise the fuck out of me, if he actually ends up really outboxing Spence like that. Because
There's a chance of it.
Small
Not
chance,
really.
but there's a chance.
Not really, but I mean, 5% of a chance is a chance, if albeit not very much of a chance. But
Look,
Yeah.
the only way I say it's a chance because if Ugas goes in there determined and he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna throw 700, 800 punches tonight. You know what? Here it goes. Then yeah, we'll get a fight of the year, and Spence gonna have to dig deep. If you don't make Spence have to dig deep, then Spence is gonna. I feel like they're gonna outdo him in everything. Like P said, like, because he does everything better. What? Name one thing Ugas does better than Spence besides put you to sleep. Other way better.
this nigga LB, yo.
shit, I even think Ugas is more hittable than Spence.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
That's
You
what I'm
think
saying.
Ramos? You think Abel Ramos will fucking buzz Spence like that?
Or fucking Thomas Delorme had, like, Thomas Delorme was, hitting that nigga at fucking will at times. Like, yeah.
And you can even now. I know that the Bud hater is gonna be like, well, no, I mean this. Well, hold on. Let me argue the other side. Well, Thomas Delorme gave Bud a hard time. Yeah, that was the undefeated prime Delorme, and Bud be losing rounds to some of these niggas, no lie, but he don't be getting hurt, like his ass kicked by these niggas. Like, he end up stopping them brutally. So it's a little different.
Yeah, whereas Ugas Delorme would have probably won the fight. It wasn't so stupid with his fouling. That's the problem.
Yeah, so. But I'm done with these niggas. We had a great fucking weekend of boxing. I want to jump into that. Like, I feel like Spence Ugas was just us going to work right now. Like we was forced to talk about that shit. Like, I'm not really hyped for that fight. Like, it's boxing, it's significant.
Yeah, like, yes, whoever wins the 3 belts, honestly, to me, they have to complete the cipher, like, before they want to go off to 154 or do whatever, I just hope that, Crawford, if he needs to, sometimes with PBC, gets these fights out of the way, because, like, welterweight, I'm tired of welterweight underachieving with the fights it has in the division. Why it can't be like 154, which we'll talk about.
140.
Yeah, or 140. Like, I'm tired of this underachieving as the division that people say it's the best because it has fighters that they can name. Like, no, that's not how it works.
It's sandwiched in between 2 real nigga divisions.
Exactly.
That's not weird. That's a crazy shit. But let's go. We're gonna talk about a fight from a division that still probably better than welterweight when you think about it.
I hope you're not going to say 160. Please don't.
No, I'm talking about 135.
Okay, I was going to say.
Before we go on, Henny God said, "Have y'all been watching the All Access of Ugas versus Spence?"
Yeah, I watched the first one. The first one was cool.
I just seen the first one. Part 2 came out.
The second one just dropped last night, I think, right?
Yeah, it dropped last night before the Showtime.
Motherfucker! I would have watched that before we did this. If I
it
knew
dropped
that.
before. I didn't see it before. Huh? Damn.
Damn.
I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah,
my bad, cuz I was watching Power. You know.
Yeah, honestly, I've been wanting to. I just haven't had time to do it. I was gonna probably do it later in the day.
They've been good. They're making Ugas look like decent, like as far as like interesting. Although he has the same story as every other damn Cuban. So. I mean, I don't know how many different ways you can present that.
Yeah, I mean that's true, and I mean you could. He also has the Yordenis Ugas Pinkett Smith, disease. Alopecia.
No, he got the real alopecia because Jada, she just said that shit as some excuse shit. Like I didn't see her eyebrows falling off or nothing. Like,
I know, right? Like
Ugas, he could officially say that. I feel like everyone else is going to use that as an excuse now when their hair start balding. Ain't Tory Lanez do that shit? You gotta have alopecia because y'all make fun of them. But like, come on, like.
Yeah, and it's funny too because Tupac had alopecia too.
Every ball. Okay, now you're gonna say Michael Jordan had alopecia. Y'all gonna say fucking the nigga from a different world. Who else y'all gonna say?
Terry Crews.
Fucking who else?
James, you know what I'm saying?
Every black person got that shit. Like, come on.
Yeah. Not.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think there are like different levels and severities of alopecia. So,
and Ugas though definitely has a more extreme version of it because that nigga doesn't.
Yeah, or the real version of it. I don't. I gotta see some Zab Judah eyebrows out here before y'all niggas be on that shit. Like, I know. Hey, like.
I mean that's fair, my nigga. That's true.
It ain't because if I was to start doing knee awareness and shit, y'all had to see me and Casses and all types of fucked up shit. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like
Bionic Man right here.
Yeah, jump out looking like Dan Marino and shit. Like,
oh my god! But yeah, no, trust me, we'll probably mention it more. Like, because I think they have one more. No, is there one more that's going to be debuted, or is that it? I think there's going to be one more.
Well, fuck it. I'm glad he reminded me because I'm gonna watch that shit like after this is done. Man, really, I'm enjoying it.
I'm gonna try to watch that shit tonight, either before or after I go watch Winning Time. One of those. I'll make sure I watch it tonight, though. But yeah, good looks, Henny.
Yeah, good looking out.
Remember. Oh man, though. But yeah, go on to the next thing, which I think we're going. It's Ryan Garcia's comeback from mental illness and social media stuff. And Canelo issues and Reynoso issues and all types of other issues.
Oh, you mean that guy who shows up like just for 2 weeks in your camp?